Hello, hello, incredible greetings, everyone. All right, let's see here. I gotta put this the right way. Okay, there we go. We have both of them up. All right. Let's go ahead and get this all switched out over here. It's a very rainy day here in South Florida. It's definitely not sunny South Florida right now. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He bumped his head and went to bed and couldn't get up in the morning. As an adult, these things that we used to sing, we used to say as kids, really don't make any sense. Cause they basically said that man died in his sleep. It's not funny, but it's like I think about a lot of stuff, like Rockabye Baby. Why? Who made that up? Why is it a nursery rhyme? Because it's ruthless. The things that you realize as an adult that just don't make a lot of sense. Made sense somehow as a kid, but as an adult, it's like, what the hell? All right. Let me go ahead and get this all shared out. And I just realized I shared from the wrong spot, but it's okay. I'm going to do it from here. But I'm going to also go back and do it from. And this is a very random time, very random live. I haven't been live. It's been a lot with MJ's prom and then promotion ceremonies and I don't know, all kind of stuff. So it's just been a wild couple of days. I needed this from I did a live yesterday. I was showing the balloons. If you missed that one, I saw that I did it on 365 Creative Academy's YouTube. I didn't do it on Honestly Speaking's YouTube, which is where I meant to do it at. So I might do it again because I haven't found a new one to give that away to yet. And I think I'm just going to probably end up just experimenting with it. It's raining today, but once it's sunny outside, I think I'm going to go ahead and tape it to my garage and just see what the sun does with it and how long it takes before they pop. So I'm going to be a scientist with the balloons. I've done those things before, but I'm in a different phase of documentation lately in business and like the things I do and how I teach. I like real time things and like to be able to give the information like that and back up what I'm saying, versus just kind of going off what somebody else will say. So I think it's probably a blessing in disguise that the school did not need it because now I can go and like do things like just keep it up. My husband's not going to be upset, but I'll keep it up to see how long before the balloons deflate and start to look all crazy. I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to put it outside. I'm going to keep another half of it like inside. So it allows me to be professor. So I'm not mad about that because I get to be who I am. I get to be the professor and do all of my testing and my research and document everything so that when I do a class on these, um, you know, the information is going to be tried and true. So I'm excited about that. Okay, what was I about to do? Okay, so I got to go over here so that I can share this out. Let me just go here and where is the share button? Share it out, share it out, share it out. All right, there we go. All shared out, and let me. Oh, actually, I'm not going to put on Do Not Disturb. It'll be okay. All righty. So hello, hello, hello. As you guys come in, drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know who's watching. I see the numbers there, but I don't see any hello. So say hello as you guys come in. Let me know who's watching, where you're watching from. I would love to go ahead and, personally greet you and say hello to you and just kind of know who is on today. I have to give it a little minute because the algorithm has to do its thing and send notifications out. This is a weird time. So I know I always throw my algorithm off when I go live at like off times. And then when I have longer breaks of not going live, it kind of throws it off. So I'm going to give it a little minute for it to do its thing. And then we're going to hop into this. Okay. So, okay, Lakeisha, hello, how art thou? Vanessa, incredible morning. Checking in from Houston, Texas. So, hello, hello, hello. Hello, Michelle from South Kakalaki. I'm from the Loop and I'm proud. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome in. All right, so let's go ahead and, I just realized I don't have, there it is. Behind me looks a little crazy. I'm gonna give y'all fair warning now. It does look a little crazy. I still have to work on MJ's fans. I wasn't gonna do them. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't gonna make fans. My mother wants them. I make fans for others, but I'm not big on them. Like, is that crazy that I don't really like jump to make them myself for my kids? My mom wanted them, so I made some, of course, and I had one, of course, for me because my mom wanted it. But if it was like just up to me, I'm loud as it is. I don't think I have to have the whole fan thing. But since my mom wants them, I made them for Zion Imani and my niece. Actually, where is? Oh, I just threw my niece's, the one that was messed up away, and Zion Imani's on this back there somewhere. But I use our templates, so it does make it comes in handy. Zion Imani, I took his picture that morning because I have a set of cap and gowns here. So I put him on his uniform shirt, which is like goldenrod yellow. I threw him on a goldenrod cap. And, oh, wait, why am I so low? There we go. I threw him on a goldenrod cap and took a picture in front of like our window or our back door. And then I removed the background, threw that sucker in the template, and was done. Like from picture to putting it in there to printing to making them. Actually, I think I said like 20 minutes after the picture taking. So I would say I got 4. No, I only did 2. I printed out another one, but we were running late and theirs started at like 9. So I had to I only ended up doing 2 of them, which is fine because it was just me, my mom, and MJ anyway. So I did all of that in like 30 minutes yesterday, and then I took a nap. It was raining here. I'm super, super tired. Just from everything from last week about Wednesday. It was kind of hectic. Probably even Tuesday because I had a lot of grad orders that I had to finish out. And so my niece I did that last minute. It's a good thing that I thought that her promotion ceremony started at 5. I thought I was late. Ended up being working out great because it wasn't until 6. But I had to run and make hers. I made like 10 of those. And I just used like she just had her 5th grade prom dance, or we want to call it, last week. So the pictures that I had from that, I ended up using that, and a picture that I took of her in pre-K when I was an assistant there, and I actually made them like a photo package, like like the wallets and the 5x7s and things of that nature. So I took this little backdrop that I made. I had a foam board, and it was the like wood grain contact paper. I put that on it. We taped it to the door in the classroom. I brought in my Canon camera, took pictures, and then I added like their names and that it was Crestview Pre-K, all that stuff. And I made these like photo packages for the parents when my niece was in Pre-K. So since I had those, I put it on there, and I put from pre-K to fifth grade, our scholar girl, which was great because she got the gold cord for getting straight A's. And then her cord for getting a 5 on her reading. I think she got like a 4, but it worked. It's like my niece is really, really, really smart. So that was kind of cool in having that. And she was the same way. Her dad took this picture from when she was in pre-K. She had all of her awards and stuff, and they recreated that picture. That was pretty cool because she still had all of her honors and stuff. So I did that one, and now I have to do them for MJ. And first, I'm going to use his prom pictures. Hobby ever, my son. I don't know what it is with these kids, and the majority of the pictures, his head is down, or like it's up, but he's like in a picture with like his friends, or they're like they got something and they this and I don't know what the hell the fingers mean, but they got all that up, or and they got the head down, and I'm just like, the hell am I supposed to do with these? So he's gonna be upset because he's gonna have to get up. And I'm gonna set everything else up. So just have to plug in his picture, just changing his name out, changing the colors and stuff like that. So I'll have all of that changed, and I just have to put his name and picture. Well, I'm gonna put his name. We're gonna have to just put his picture in there. But he's gonna have to wake up and take a picture. Probably like in the next hour or so. I'm probably gonna make him get up because since he's technically done with middle school, they don't have to go back. He's always up playing video games, so he's still sleeping. But he has to get up because he has to be to school at like 5. I just need the picture. I just need the picture so I can throw it in the fan for my mom. I'm going to make him get up, the same shirt that he's going to wear to graduation or promotion ceremony, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take him a picture in that, and I'm going to throw it in the fan. So another one that I will literally be doing all within the same day. The picture that will be on his fan will be from today. So I'm going to end up doing that one a little bit later on. I'll fix everything else, but it's just been kind of hectic. Yeah, my schedule is completely off. Can't wait for this day to be over with. And then everybody will be taken care of. Ziny Mani still has school until Wednesday, the 5th. Is that Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. So Ziny Mani still has school until Thursday. Oh, and then the summer. So he has a week where I'm going to let him just like worry about anything else. And then we're going to get into summer learning a week after that. So yeah, that's my life. Watching from Houston. Hello. Welcome. Hello, Latasha. How art thou? So I was trying to just kind of throw in, just some updates as far as me and what I had going on to get you guys on. So I was actually asked ChatGPT. I didn't know what I really wanted to. There's so much that I want to talk about, but then I'm like, So I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know what is of importance. But there's I've been writing down so many notes over the past couple of days on just so many things. Being the fact that during grad season is when I'm kind of in you guys' shoes, who do creative projects and who make keepsakes, and you're doing all of the handmade creative things. I do them, but not to the capacity that I did previously before teaching. It is extremely hard to do both. And I realized that a long time ago, trying to keep up with doing the thing and then also teaching and creating a schedule for that, depending on how your class was set up, it's kind of hard. Now, if you're just kind of if I was just a content creator that wanted to just show it and not make money from it, it wasn't the primary business, that would be different. Because I look at Dawn, she's on TikTok, Florally Yours. So she has her event stuff. And I don't feel like we really see a lot of the event stuff that she does, because she does full service event planning, but we see a lot of the balloon stuff. So whenever she's kind of working on balloon setups and just pre-blowing them up in her shop and then taking them, she'll do a lot of that content. And she's answering questions and things like that during that time. But it's not teaching. She kind of got into teaching, and she does in-person type classes, not virtual classes. So with those, they're every so often, and she'll schedule them out, based off of what she has going on. And I think that's different. But for me, I'm literally teaching every single week. Like that's our primary business now, is the teaching part of it. And when it comes to making the things and like doing the content, I like to be comfortable. That's one of the things I realized this weekend was, I can't be I'm going to show the behind the scenes of like, well, like they suggest that you do that like for content. And for me, when it comes to like doing party stuff and event stuff, or just working from home, I feel like the joy of working from home is I get to be completely comfortable. And so this might be TMI, but just like any other woman, you walk through the door, you want to take your bra off. I'm like, I was free. I'm gonna put it that way. So I can't like just turn on the camera. I did not want, this is definitely not my hair. I'm actually about to cut my hair off. I'm just sick of like constantly twisting it. I wear it under a headband wig anyway. And it gives me tension headaches sometimes with like the twist, and my hair just shrinks up so bad. So I'm actually about to cut it all off. Because it just makes it to where I don't have to worry about that, because I'm always having to like twist it and braid it down to keep it flat and stuff. So I'm about to cut it all off. But anywho, I just want to be in a scarf or my little twisties and my little braids looking like Who Shot John all over the place. I just want to be comfortable. That to me, that is the joy of working for myself and not having to clock in and not having to get dressed up. And then I'm like, oh my God, they always talking about content. But to make content, I gotta be, not everything can be faceless, and everyone pushes like this faceless content. But for what I do and what I teach, faceless content just doesn't work. Even with just doing your hands, like if I'm doing balloons, you gotta kind of see the process. And unless you're willing to do all of that editing by having different cameras or constantly repositioning stuff, like content creation is a whole job. And it's a lot of, it's like, it's not really just throwing your phone up and just recording, because even if you do that and you just let it record the whole process, then you have to go in and like edit it down. Then you have to think about storage. I've done a bunch of content, like recorded stuff, and I was so afraid that I was not going to be able to record the important stuff, like their promotional ceremonies, because my phone was telling me that, hey, you are low on storage. The new Samsung doesn't have a slot for a USB drive. So however much memory you purchase, what you have, they're wanting you to do like the whole cloud storage and this, that, and the third, but still have to pay for, like, it's just, it's heat tape. It's just weird for me with that. So, oh God, I got to get most of this content off and put that on. Like if I put it on the cloud, but then I have to then re-download it to be able to put it into the editing software. And I don't think, people just don't realize, like they talk about content, but it's a job. It takes a lot out of your days, out of your time to do that content, which is why my creative business program, I have gone over, and this month we're going to get into a little bit more with using Canva, and not necessarily doing like the full-on like video, like full-on video content, like to put stuff out, just how to stay present in social media without becoming a content creator. Like you have to be a business owner that uses content to push your brand, to drive traffic, to build awareness, but not be a content creator, because those are two different things. I'm finding that a lot of entrepreneurs, especially startups, they're getting caught up in being a content creator and trying to create content the way that a content creator does. And, they just want to go viral, or they want, you want to be able to monetize. They want to be able to monetize off of that content. They're not like the things that they're making the content of is not what they're making money off of, compared to someone that's in business. You're making like you're recording and documenting the process that's making you money. So you don't, for me personally, I feel like you don't have to necessarily worry about making it so aesthetically pleasing. Not aesthetically pleasing, but like just putting so much into it to where you are venturing into content creator, because as a content creator, you have to know angles, you have to know editing software and be willing to record, stop, record, stop, record, stop. And that is annoying when you are creating, because I feel like it messes up my flow when I'm working on something, and so I'm like going and going, I'm like working. And then, people want to kind of see, okay, what you're doing. So trying to move things around and like change your angles. And then it's like times where I have to be there and I go back and I look at the content and my head was blocking it because of where the camera, like trying to figure out the perfect spot for your phone and your tripod. It's a bit much. So I don't push being a content creator. I've never like categorize myself as like a content creator. I use content to push my business, and to promote and just kind of showcase some of the things, but never being a content creator, because that is just too much work. It is just way too much work. So how do you guys feel about content creation? Are you guys struggling with putting out content? Because so many people are saying, you got to put the content out, you got to make the content. Everything is like content, and they're telling you to utilize social media and make all the things. How many of you guys are struggling with putting out content? Hello, Linnell, watching from Houston. Laura from Fresno, California. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. No one here struggles with. Are you guys making content? So I would say, I guess in order to struggle with it, you have to actually be making an attempt to create content. So are you guys not creating content and you're more of just kind of consuming it and liking and, and sharing other people's content? Are you not making any for what it is that you do? Hey, just say. I put it out there, but nobody really interacts back with me. However, I did get a few people hitting me up on my business page inquiring about some products. And that's one of the most important things, right? As a content creator, you're a lot of times it's like wanting people to interact with it because that's kind of how they make money. That as a content creator who's monetized, that's how you're going to make money. But if you don't have a lot of interaction, but it's getting them where you want them to be at. Like it's getting them to your website, or it's getting them to your email list, or like, if you have it where they're going to text you for the inquiry, or they're going to inbox you for the inquiry, or whoever, whatever. If you are getting the result, like the final result that you want, that's fine. Don't focus on necessarily the interaction, like then just keep posting it. If you don't get the interaction on it, and you're in my creative business program, and like the video that you may have put out was one recent, like about tumblers. You may not have got interaction on it. You're going to take that and you're going to repost that same thing. It can be with the same caption, and you're going to repost that today. You're going to repost that tomorrow. You're going to repost that Thursday. You're going to repost that, like put that same thing out there, because the goal is just for people to see it so that they see where to contact you at. They don't necessarily have to share it. They don't have to comment on it or just say, hey, I'm going to contact you about this. That can help boost, like push it to where more people can see it. But at the end of the day, as someone who is in business, just simply utilizing social media as a resource to bring awareness to your business. You just want to keep putting it out there so that you can get eyeballs on it. And you want them to do the CTA, which is call to action. You want them to contact you via phone, text, email, your website, or whatever. So if you are someone who is not trying to be a content creator to monetize off of content, I want you to know, don't worry about the likes, the interactions, the this, that, and the third. Your goal should be, or you should worry about whether or not you are getting them where you want them to be. Now, if you go and you're putting it out there and you're not getting any hits whatsoever and no one is contacting you, then you need to go back in and kind of think about that, revamp some things and kind of rework how you're putting your content out. But if you're getting those inquiries, you're getting those contacts, don't worry about the engagement. So not creating content. Let's see. I feel the same way when I'm working. I don't think about the camera. It's just too much work trying to keep the area clean while making or designing gifts. It's annoying. And that too, right? So I don't really worry about keeping an area clean anymore. My mom used to get up all the time. Like, case in point, like there's stuff back here. And my mom would eat me up. Oh my gosh, here, your background, you're this, you're that. It's all that junk. They don't want to watch you because you got too much stuff. It's just too much going on. My mother used to drive me crazy. Still does. I say used to. Still somewhat dry. She's like, it's not as bad anymore because she realized, girl, I'm not listening, okay? Some people told me they don't care about, like, mother, please, okay? But my mom used to get on me all the time about it. And I don't really necessarily worry about that. Because then what we do, it's going to look crazy. It's going to be messy. Either you're trying to learn from it, know that the way this mess is how your space going to look too. Don't think that you're going to do this. It's going to stay all cutesy. It's going to be messy and you're going to have to clean it up, which is another part of like what I'm always teaching, like in creative business, when it comes to pricing, that you cannot just go off of the material that the material supplies, wear and tear on equipment, and like, I guess, labor kind of falls into it. It's those things that have to be done, but no one's technically going to pay you to clean up your office after the fact. But you're going to do certain things. And even if you are not like me and just kind of throw stuff on the floor sometimes, if you have a trash bin and it's there, that trash bin still has to get dumped. Like, it has to be emptied out. You have to take it to the recycle bin. Well, for me, because like all the paper stuff, or have to like take other stuff out. Like, these are things that have to be done. The work doesn't stop once the fan is all pretty and it's done. It's all packaged up. You now have to go in and clean up and do all of these things. And that stuff exists. It's not just kind of there. It's just all pretty and perfect. Like, it can be a mess. I guess my mom's whole thing was, oh, where you are teaching and this, that, and the third. So you don't want them to be distracted. And that part I can get. And I'll try and worry about, like, sometimes like fix up my table. So it's not like a lot of other stuff. You can focus on what I'm doing. But look, it is what it is. I'm not here. It's not like, it's my house, like the rest of the house. And it's just like, oh my God, you just live in a pigsty. No, this is work. This is what this kind of work looks like. And I feel like those who work from home, when their workspace is messy, in your mind, you feel like, oh, people are going to think that's how my house is. Like, that's going to be a reflection of, oh, well, if her room looks like this, then the rest of her house looks crazy. And for me, a lot of times it's confined. This room always looks like, well, I'm going to say always, but a lot of times, especially when I'm working, I'm actively creating and doing things, it looks like all the hurricanes have come through here, but not necessarily like the rest of the house. And we end up feeling that way. Like, we don't want to show certain things because we don't want people to feel like, okay, our entire house is this way. But I've been to print shops. I think so many people are so used to just ordering online and it's just going to be shipped to you that you don't really have the privilege nowadays of really seeing how some of these shops and locations are. But I was physically going to print shops, and especially those who deal with a lot of paper, and just seeing the amount of stuff that's like there. And I was like, okay, I don't feel so bad. Like, okay, it's not just me. But I feel like it's different, or people feel like it's different because it's in like a shop compared to somebody's home. But it's a mindset thing that you have to kind of let go of, that just because your workspace and your creative space looks a hot mess, it's not a reflection that, oh, well, you're just this messy person. Your house is just nasty and it's a pigsty. No, this stuff that I do, it's just stuff, especially like summation. If you're not using, honestly speaking, summation paper, and you have all of these sheets of cover paper, like, the butcher paper, you do those, it's not all, you don't always have like a space where you can go and just neatly stack that up. You'll press it or have it, you're gonna, sometimes it hits the floor, then you have to go back in and gather it all up. It's not gonna always look super pretty. When I'm doing a bunch of fans, I'm doing print and cuts, like looking at the like, having all of these little pieces of like paper and stuff, and I don't really like to just throw them in the trash because it takes up too much space. So I try to be, when I do put them up, I'll gather all the papers, squish them together, and like fold them and like put them in there so that I get more stuff in the trash can. Every time I go to the recycling bin, I'm like pulling stuff out and I'm like, well, damn, how did all this stuff fit in this trash can? Because I'm really good about compacting that stuff in there. But I'm telling you guys, it's a mindset thing, and it's so freeing when you realize that, and you're like, I'm just gonna create. Like, I'm not gonna put that much pressure on myself. No one's paying me enough money to put that kind of pressure on myself to make sure that this is just aesthetically like pleasing. Yeah. If that is an issue for you, you don't have to show. I know it's so many people that tell you to show the behind the scenes stuff, and that's not necessary. I mean, you can do like some B-roll here and there. Like, think about like a McDonald's. I'm always saying McDonald's because that's Zion Imani's favorite place. They've gone and they've done like promotional stuff, and they will go and the camera might pan past the person that's on the fries or on the grill and stuff like that. But that's what's called B-roll. That's not like the main part of it. It might be someone who is talking, or it's like, let's say it was a training video, and they might go and they'll show these things, but then it's somebody with a nice backdrop. They're in a stationary place and they're kind of delivering the information. So you can end up doing that as well, just kind of shooting B-roll of your stuff where it's not like the main focal part, but then having a space, even if it's amongst the chaos, you might carve out a space to where this is where I'm going to take video of the products that I make, or the creative things and stuff like that I make, and these are going to be aesthetically pleasing pictures. These are going to be aesthetically pleasing videos and things of that nature, while everything else looks a hot mess.com. There is no rule and there is no study that says showing people your back end and how you make it, it's going to increase your sales. What that normally does in our industry, it brings you more crafters, it brings you more creators who are not looking to spend money with you. They just want to know all of the things. They want to know how you made this, what paper you use, what printer you use, what glue are you using, what ink are you using, what paper are you using, what glue dots are you using. Hey, are you having issues? Then they want you to start troubleshooting. Oh, I have this, but I'm having paper jams. Can you have it? Brings, sometimes showing the back end and showing your process doesn't bring the right like the right viewers, right? It's those who are not looking to spend money with you. I encourage my students to post the final product, and you can be very creative about how you post that, but you want to post those things and not open the door or make it seem as if, hey, I'm an instructor and I'm here to teach you how to do this. No, this is just what I create. This is for sale. This is how you buy it. And that will eliminate a lot of the looky-loos and those who just want to kind of pick your brain. Not creating content, so for those of you who are not, who say you're not utilizing social media, you pretty much, it seems like you might use social media, or you're going to use these platforms like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, simply to maybe gain some sort of knowledge. Like, you're just wanting to see what other people are doing, what's new out there. So are you actively in business and you have consistent orders and inquiries and orders and sales coming through? And if so, how are you going about getting that, and being visible to your audience? I actually like having my phone over here because I can kind of see. It's almost like a playback playback monitor. Oh, cool. Okay, you're not getting a lot of orders. Is this something that you just kind of do sporadically, or is this something that you're wanting to build a thriving side hustle or a sustainable business? Because it doesn't have to be a full-fledged like business and it's like your bread and butter. But are you someone that's looking for consistent sales and orders? Or it's like this is just a creative outlet for me. If the sales come, they come. I'm just, I just like learning and things of that nature. Where do you fall at in that? Open up. I didn't realize it's storming here, so the power like flickered and my computer cut off. I didn't realize Slow Studio wasn't open, so now I need to open that back up because, like I said, I need to. I'm not waiting to the last minute like I did with the others. That stressed me the hell out. I was so stressed with trying to finish their fans. So, like I said, I want to be able to print and cut these out well before 5 o'clock. So yeah, I gotta open. Hello, I got to open up Select Studio so I can get started. I post some content on my business page as part of our assignment, and it helped me get a customer. So if you haven't been in the creative business course, if I haven't hadn't been in the creative business course, I wouldn't have done it. Awesome, awesome. And that's if one customer, I mean, it's more than what you had before. So it's like it can be slow growth. Sometimes we get caught up in not seeing the large growth, that we're not appreciating the incremental growth. So even if it's like one customer that came from you putting that effort in, more eventually will come. You just have to be consistent with it. If sales come, they come. If not, don't worry about it. So that means that, like I said, so you're not in this for it to be an actual business. It's more of a creative outlet for you. Okay, one in the chat. If you are someone who is trying to truly, truly grow a thriving side hustle or sustainable business, or two, if you're like, it's just a creative outlet. Incredible greetings. Thank you for tapping in from Virginia. Hey lady, I miss you. I must get back in the momentum of creating, of business, of just watching videos and learning. Which one? Okay, so I see a two here. So Jackie, with you being a two and someone where you're just kind of like creative outlet, does that affect the things that you're willing to pay for? As far as like classes and things, because it's just a creative outlet for you? Do you feel like you have more time to learn it, so you don't need it to be an accelerated process where a lot of the trial and error and like mistakes can be eliminated through a class, and you can just kind of learn and grow via uh, someone doing show and tell or a tutorial on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok? What are the numbers to put up? So, one, if you were somebody that was like, you are wanting to learn, I'm going to use this word because it is a buzzword, and this is something I have to, I got to get used to saying. So, if you are somebody that's learning to craft or create to build a thriving side hustle or a sustainable business, put a one. If you're someone that you consume these contents, you're in these groups, you're looking at the YouTube videos and tutorials, and like some of them are just show and tells, just as a creative outlet. So the things that you're doing creatively or the crafts that you're doing, they're more of just a creative outlet than it is trying to build something and truly monetize it. So put a two if that's you. One, if you're like, I'm learning these things because I want to have a thriving side hustle or thriving and profitable side hustle or a full-fledged sustainable business. Learning and creating my business. Thank you for tapping in from Memphis, Tennessee. I see a one here. A one. She's like, no, I got a whole lot of your classes. Okay. So Summer Rain put a one. Ms. Miller put a one. Okay. Is there anything that you feel okay? Now let's kind of switch up the numbers. I think numbers work well for you guys. So let's do this. So we're going to do 3 and 4. Actually, I guess this one really wouldn't be like a one that you can kind of either or. Look, I'm here. Look, I am right here with you with avoiding that housework. Oh my gosh. I'm not technically retired, but baby, I be trying to avoid housework too. It's just after so many years of it, it's like, oh my gosh, I get being a home. You decide to get married, you decide to have kids. It's technically like a never ending thing. You decide to buy a home. You want to live in a house and not on the street. Housework is required. But it's like, some days it's like, okay, I don't want to be a bum. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to live on the street. But at the same time, they ain't got to worry about all of this stuff. It is a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. And sometimes it's just like, I don't want to do it. Which is another thing that I kind of we talked about in creative business is outsourcing does not have to be outsourcing for the things that you do. If you feel like you aren't growing, you aren't moving in your business because it's like, I don't have enough time to really dedicate to my business because I have to do housework. I have to do this. I have to cook. I have to clean. I have to do X, Y, and Z. Get some help for that. And then when you get some help for that, it frees up that time for you to work on the things that you want to learn or, just perfect creatively or to work on your business. So if it's, having someone come, even if it's just once a month, to come and clean up, come do the bathrooms or whatever, find out what that rate is for somebody to come once a month. If it is, having like laundry, you might want to separate your intimates, but like just like your regular clothes and things like that, either having a laundry service or even if you have a washer and dryer in your home, but you only have one, I talk to them about, baby, I will take all of that to a wash house where there's multiple wash machines and I can throw them all in there and they can all be done at one time. They can all go in a dryer and be done at one time versus like loading and unloading and feeling like that takes up an entire day, 2 days, 3 days, like however long, the process takes. But there are things that you can do to buy back your time within your business that's not directly related to your business. Hopefully that makes sense. I also don't want to make coins to share with the government. So that part right there, I get that from people quite often. And they're like, well, I don't really want to do this because I don't want to make money to have to, huh? Oh no, I thought he said mom. Oh no, I'm sorry, I thought I heard him say mom. But I'll hear people say that, right? They're like, well, I don't want to have to share money with the government. But the thing is, the way the government, or like the way our economy is set up, it is better for you to actually have a business, because that is where you get credits and deductions. Like, you don't get any credit for your home. Like, you're just going to pay your rent. You're going to pay your mortgage. Like, no one's giving you anything back for having your home. You're just going to keep paying it out, like just paying for it, right? There's things that you're going to buy, and you're just going to be a consumer. You're just going to spend money out, and you're not getting anything, like you're not getting any kind of credit for that. But as a business owner, especially if you're working from home, there's like, even if you have like a regular job that's taking care of certain things, simply by having a business, you don't have to make a whole lot of money. But even in just like, making just enough, like even if it's just like a small profit or whatever, because you have this business, you now can deduct things like, your home, and that's going to take away, like they're not going to necessarily tax you on all of that, because, it's it's a deduction, part of your cell phone bill. You have to pay all that out or whatever. But if you're conducting business from that, being able to put that as a bill, you can split it 50-50 or 60-40. If you're using it part, like, really, really part-time for your business, but you're going to get some sort of credit for having to pay that bill. When it comes to your lights and things of that nature, there's credits for that. Some of the things that you have to purchase, even for like your everyday like things, there's ways to get money back for that. If you have to pay for childcare, especially like within business, like there's just ways. Your trips, if you're in business and you're going on these trips and things of that nature, you have a business, it's deductible. If you are taking classes with the professor and you have a business, those are deductions. Like, you get credit for that. But as just a regular crafter, as a hobbyist, you're going to spend that money out, and you're never going to get any type of credit for any compensation kind of for it. You're just going to spend money out. So if you just have a regular job and you're paying for these classes, hey, you're just going to pay for them. But if you now go and you have a business, you register business, you're filing your taxes, yes, you have money that is there, and you can't avoid paying taxes on it. So any and everything you're going to have to pay taxes on, but you now get credit for regular expenses. So when you know better and you learn, I don't say the proper way, but like you learn the benefits of it. You don't see it as being a burden of sharing money with Uncle Sam, because we do, like, you want that money to be there for certain assistance and things of that nature. One of the major problems is those who make money, they're not putting any money into the pot tax wise. And that's a whole other story, not to get like political, but it's not a bad thing to actually have a business, make money, because you then actually get some of that back on the back end when it comes to your taxes. Yes, we do, in our creative business program. So Instapot is my next favorite item after Cameo. I mean, we have one. I mean, it's great. Like, that's kind of the meat and stuff. I mean, I guess you could have the rice cooker like for rice and things of that nature. For me, it's not necessarily like the cooking part. It's the, what I call like the sous chef part of it, like the chopping of things, and figuring out what to cook, because my family is of no help. And I'm of no help when even wants to figure out what to cook. It's like, I don't know what I want until I know. And it's like, I just have a taste for something. But the prep part of it and cutting up vegetables and this and the third, I really, really, really enjoyed when we had HelloFresh, because everything kind of comes already kind of portion for you. You get your vegetables, you have all these things. It's like you can just it's already somewhat, some things are prepped for you already, and then some things you still have to like cut up, but a lot of that stuff is kind of like already prepped for you. I loved when we were doing HelloFresh, but we got to figure out a good balance. And then some of the meals started to be very redundant, but some of them are really, really good. I got my kids to eat different things because of HelloFresh. And this is not sponsored, although I wish it was, but it's not sponsored. It's just something that really, really helped us was doing HelloFresh. I do want to try Factor because those come pre-made. It's like a TV dinner. You just have to kind of heat it up. So on those days when I just really don't want to do even the HelloFresh stuff, I told my husband I want to try Factor. It's just trying to factor in when it's going to be the. And I think the summertime is going to be the best time because the kids are going to always be here. And so now it's not the school that's giving them lunch. I got to figure out breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of the things. So I'm like, yeah, I think for the summertime, I want to kind of mix in some Factor meals just to kind of see. How do you sign up? So if you click on actually, I'll put the full, let me see, because you're on Facebook. It may not pop up there. It may not pop up. But if you go to our website, the website is in the description of this video. It is learn.365creativeacademy.com. And once you're on there, it should be on the main page, but if you just search creative business, you're going to see the creative business program and you're going to sign up that way. It is a monthly subscription. We're actually looking, so I'm actually going to switch some things around for creative business, which I was supposed to do that for June and I didn't get a chance because I don't know what I was thinking. Like, girl, May is the craziest month ever. Not only is it grad prep, all the personal stuff, wedding anniversaries, MJ's birthday, my birthday, and then I had a kid that's like, transitioning from one school, like one grade level or school, like going from middle school to high school. So there was like his 8th grade prom, and then the 8th grade, his promotion ceremony is like tonight. I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? My niece leaving elementary school and she's going to middle school. So like all that stuff, like, girl, what were you thinking? The stuff that I was trying to do professionally, like within the business, on top of all this personal stuff, I tell you, I'm burnt out. Woo! The burnout is real. The burnout is real. So if you give it, we have our session tomorrow, because normally it's on Mondays and Thursdays, but we have our session tomorrow, which is our pro call, our Q&A type session, because yesterday we had my niece's promotion ceremony. Today we have MJ's. So it'll be on Wednesday and Thursday this week. And then next week it's Wednesday. Then the following week, it'll be Monday and Thursday. And then Wednesday. So that's like the kind of the schedule out for that. And for what you're looking for, we haven't necessarily gotten to it within the program just yet. Something we're going to do kind of towards the end. However, you get access to the playbacks from the first pilot run of it, and there was a full-on day of breaking all of that down as far as deduction. So you do get access to that replay as soon as you sign up. But I will let me see. Actually, have I changed it? I don't know. But we are going to switch some things up with the creative business program. But the link is in the description. Learn.365creativeacademy.com. Hold on one second. I need to check something. Okay. It's 1 year access. Okay, I did change that part. And like I said, you can, well, I didn't say it on here, but I've said it before. You can try it out for 1 month. There is a month-to-month option. but you can try it out for 1 month and just kind of see if that is something um, that you need in your life. And if it is, then you can then switch over to where it will be the monthly reoccurring one. All right. So, what was the other thing? It was something else I was going to talk about today. And my mind just went blank. Also, all this other stuff, it made my mind go blank. While I'm figuring that out, if you have any questions for me, feel free to go ahead and ask. But it was something I was going to talk about. Oh God, that I experienced this week, and I now just went. I should have wrote my notes down before I started the live video. Crap! I forgot my whole train of thought. Will this live be effed up? So you're on Facebook, so yes, it will. But Facebook deletes lives after 30 days. I am streaming to my YouTube channels as well, so you can watch this over on those platforms as well. Either 365 Creative Academy's YouTube, Silhouettes Anonymous. Actually, for Silhouettes Anonymous, because I didn't do anything silhouette, this will actually go away from Silhouettes Anonymous. I normally go live on those platforms just so that people can kind of see that I'm live. Eventually, a lot of the stuff will be on 365 Creative Academy. That is my goal. Like ones like this is to kind of make that one almost like the personal brand. Because I have, when you're in certain programs and things and, it's like, oh, well, work on like your personal brand and stuff like that. And for them, I think it's a lot more of like, okay, make your personal brand on was it Instagram? I suck at Instagram. I just haven't found the motivation to really put to go all in. Like Facebook is my jam, YouTube is my jam because of how I teach. Instagram, not so much. The way that you have to put out content on there is just not the way that I choose to do content. Or just information. So I'm still I'm still a work in progress. I am definitely not that person that, if you're looking for the one that says, okay, yeah, get on all the platforms, I'm not the Instagram person. So if your decision for getting into a program, you're like, oh, I want someone that's going to teach me everything and how to rank on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and Pinterest. It's a lot of work. I got time for all that. If you don't have a team, and I'm learning that in being in some of these programs, people will say certain stuff, but they got a team. There are things that they do for their business themselves, but they got a lot of additional help to where even if they are the person that's doing their social media content, there's somebody else handling other parts of the business where they can spend extra time on social media content, where there's others where it's like you may not just be in that position just yet, and the bulk of your business kind of falls on you, and it's like you're trying to figure out how to balance it all. It's a horrible balancing act. It's impossible to do. Like, I don't care what anyone says. They can say, oh, well, you can do anything, da 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 da. And it's like, it's impossible without, even with systems in place or things are like, oh, well, you can get these automations, baby. How them automations going to get set up? Time has to be carved out to set them up. There's a lot of things that I listen to and I'll hear people say stuff. And I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it also ends up seeming like bullshit to me because no one could really do it all. Like, I don't care what you say. There is no way to run a thriving success like completely by yourself. There is somebody taking care of something somewhere. And I had to realize that, a lot of the financial stuff I don't have to deal with. Others, when it comes to their business, they're dealing with all parts of it. I don't really have to deal with that part. We have to do our taxes, our sales taxes. Even will take care of that. I have others that will help me in other parts as well. And I recently kind of went to like Upwork and Fiverr for some of the graphic things, even though I'm a graphic designer and I can design things for other people, no one's paying me to do my own graphics. And when I take time to do the stuff that I need for me, it's taking away from money making tasks. So I'll just pay somebody else. Like I am not above, I'm not, that's not beneath me. I'm not above paying somebody else to make graphics, even though I'm a graphic designer, because I just can't do those things. No one's paying me to make my own stuff. And then when I pay somebody else, guess what I get to do? When I go, okay, I know all over the place, but hear me out. When I do it myself, Uncle Sam ain't gonna give me credit for that, okay? So I'm doing a task where I could be making money in that hour, whether it's a one-on-one session and I'm making $123 for that hour or $53.65, depending on what type of session they're setting up. Or I could be working on an order of fans or tumblers or designs or whatever. I'm still going to be making more than the $20 or $15 that I'm paying someone to work on this graphic who is probably overseas, whatever. Their cost of living is totally different. So them getting $25 US means a lot to them. Whereas the people in the States, they're going to look at you like, huh? Right? So when I go and I pay that from my business account, that now becomes an expense that I'm now not going to be taxed on because it was for my business. These are other things that I had to really come to grips with, that spending money out does not hurt me. It helps me, especially on the back end, because as we're getting money out, money is going out here and there. It's really nothing. But to get a tax bill and they want all their money at one time, or I mean, you can do payment plans, but you just see that large number. And I'm like, I should have just paid out in little increments. It's a mindset shift, especially when them taxes hit and you are a business. And yes, you mail this money, but like when because a couple years ago, and seeing that you have to pay back $10,000 or whoever, whatever, I was grateful because last couple of years I've worked it out. And when I adopted, like, girl, pay the people so that you don't have to pay Uncle Sam. If we want to avoid sharing money with Uncle Sam, pay the people to get things done and make your life easier. You can make money, you can enjoy that money, but keep more of it for yourself and not have to give Uncle Sam. It's like, it's still working for your good. Money is meant to pay out certain things. So if you just had a regular job and you wanted to take a class, that's taking away money from whatever bills and stuff that you have to take, obligations you have. But if you have a business and the business is making money, people see profit as the money that you get to keep to go on vacation. That's not profit. Like, you should have a salary. Like, we have an agreement with HSC 365, and then me, and it's on paper how much I am to percentage I'm to get paid. Same thing for my husband. And then the kids, of course, are on payroll. Because as an LLC, you couldn't be on payroll, just like an owner's job. So like, that's, I make money, right? But the business is profiting because I'm able to pay for other things. I'm able to pay to be in communities like the Morning Meetup, Actionable CEO, God, what's the boss one? Can't think of the name, whatever. So just to kind of be in different communities and things like that, it's something that I want to do for myself anyway. So having a business, the profits and things that come in, I'm able to pay for those things from my business account. I would do it anyway, but now it doesn't have to come out of my own personal one. It comes out of the business. It comes from the profits that my business has made. And then I also get to put it as a deduction. So changing that mindset has helped me make more money because I don't see it as I'm losing out on money. But anywho, I forget now. Anywho, I thought about that. People have other people helping them, but with me, it's just me designing, marketing, making the products, etc. Well, thank you. That's what I was on. And a lot of times it is. That's why I said it's not just the business part of it. Changing that mindset. if when I say if when you join the creative business program, that was actually the very very first session was about mindset, and they were blown away with my approach to mindset, because people kind of go into this thing of, oh, you just can't have a poverty mindset, you have to believe that you can do it, and da 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 da. Oh no, my approach is totally different, because I mean that sounds great and it can be motivating, but for some people it's not practical. So part of that is just the mindset of money and how to make your money work for you. So if you're doing everything for your business and you feel like you can't put forth a lot of effort because you also have regular like household personal obligations, what how can you make your money work for you to take care of maybe some of those personal things? I'm not one that's going to tell you leave your 9 to 5. You need that to be able to set yourself up for success. If you have a 9 to 5 or you have whatever the time frame is that you work, that W-2 job, and that can take care of like your bills and things of that nature. When you're starting a business and you are bringing in money, this will be the time to truly reinvest and put it back into the business. So paying for systems, paying for certain classes, or using that to be able to pay for help. Instead of you doing all of the marketing and things of that nature, take that money and put it into marketing. People think that, oh, I'm going to reinvest it into my business. For most crafters, that means, oh, I'm going to go get a new printer. Oh, I had this one. I was doing some information. Well, I'm going to reinvest back into me. I'm now going to get a DTF printer. I'm going to get an eco-solvent printer. I'm going to get a new glue gun. I'm going to get, oh, well, I was just doing, paper craft. Now I'm going to get into rhinestoning. So I'm going to reinvest back into my business and I'm going to get some new things I want to try. That's not reinvest, not the full scope of reinvesting into your business. What's your marketing budget? Do you even have one? The average startup like business entrepreneur, especially in my industry, our industry of creative business and like making customized items, you don't think to have a marketing budget that you're going to either pay for ads or pay for flyers, business cards, or more than just the little thing. Okay, I'm gonna go get some thank you cards. I'm gonna put that in with my order. That does not bring you in new money. Okay, let's talk about it real quick. Okay, I'm gonna be done because we're well over an hour. Let's talk about it real quick, right? I am not saying that it's not a good thing to have like a thank you in there and stuff like that. You already have, if you have an order, if you are sending them something and you have something to put a thank you in, guess what? You already have that person. If you have their email, you can send an email that say thank you. Okay, that can be digital. We should not be spending money on physical things for a customer you already have. They're already in your ecosystem. I don't see the purpose of spending marketing money for that, because you can do the same thing in an email and have that as something that is digital, that same one. You don't have to print it out, and you already have, because you already have their email. Send it to them via email. Do follow-ups with it that way. But your marketing money, your marketing budget, and the things that you create, that should be to bring in new money, new leads. That is what marketing is for. And then if you have a larger audience, it will be, for them to purchase like a new product. It will be, okay, yeah, you got this before, but now, hey, we also have this, and you want to remarket. Just simply saying thank you don't really help. So unless you're going to put a thank you and you're going to maybe create different ones, and now I'm about to give y'all some real coaching, about to give y'all some real gems, and y'all about to get it for free. If you're going to do it that way, your thank you should include products or services that they did not take advantage of in this order. If they ordered a shirt, your thank you card needs to let them know, hey, yeah, you got this shirt, but these are the other services that we provide. Because what if they never, y'all, we like to think because we have a website that somebody is looking all through your website and they know everything that you have. No, somebody told them to come to you, they went there, they ordered them shirts, whatever, and they did not bother to look at the site. Do you know how many people did not know the products that we sold? Because they're not looking for it. They're going to come on there, they're going to buy the bomb summation paper, and didn't realize that we sold ink as well, or didn't realize that we had digital products. They didn't realize that we had color charts. They didn't realize that we had, X, Y, and Z. They didn't realize that classes were on there. It was so many people who come and get classes, which I don't understand how they didn't know we sold ink and paper, because that's on the main bar. But they were like, they would come for the classes, and it's like, oh, I didn't realize you had paper. Maybe it's on the main banner. How you did not know? But I say all that to say people are not going through your entire website. They're not going through your entire social media. Okay. They might see that one video and they're going to go ahead and like it, follow it, haha, kiki with it. But the average person doesn't go to someone's page and just goes through all of their content and see what they have. And then most people, it's not organized. In our program, I'm teaching our students how to organize that content where people can easily see what all you have. But anywho, go back to the matter of hand. Your thank you card should highlight other services for them to be able to come back. If you're going to offer a discount code, don't let it be for something they already know that you know how to make. Okay, let that discount code be specific. It doesn't have to be for all services. If you're trying to push a new product, if you're trying to push something that's not really moving, it might be you're going to get 25% off this specific service because you want them to come back to try this service, to purchase this particular item so they know, okay, I do this, and they can refer you. People are using marketing materials so inefficiently. But your marketing should be, for us, even like affiliate links or, those who will refer someone, we have to pay that money out to them. So even like on our taxes, that's under marketing because somebody else is marketing for us. That's how they're getting paid once the sale is converted, but that's a part of our marketing budget. Like how much do we want to really pay out and how much could we afford to pay out in affiliate? That's how we set like our percentage. If you have to pay for someone to come in and record your products, do some really great shirts, some really great fans, some really great tumblers, some jewelry, some party favors. Does someone need to see that you've done 50 different characters for party favors to know that you are great at making party favors? Absolutely not. You could have this 1 or 2 set and that shows like all the different things that you do, and you're going to pay somebody to come in and get you professionally shot videos where it's the proper lighting. They're gonna pan it correctly, and it's gonna have a smooth transition to where when you're doing it and you're moving and it's like, okay, then we have to move, and then that video is all choppy, but then there's someone, they're gonna hold it. They may have equipment where they're going to be able to go and move and go like this. It's going to be a smooth transition. They're going to come up because you're not holding a phone like this. They have equipment and they're going to be able to come down and it's more steady. And you're going to get these amazing videos. They're going to be able to get the angles. You keep taking this stuff and you're saying it to yourself, I don't know anything about lighting. Well, then let a professional do it. Create a marketing budget for yourself. Call around, find out how much it is. And it might be kind of pricey, but then you want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to take full advantage of that. If they tell you that it's going to cost you $100 an hour to, they're going to come in and whatever they do within that hour, you need to make sure that everything is ready to go. You're going to do the prep work. You're going to have all this stuff ready, and they're going to come in and take those, and you're just going to keep repurposing that and putting it out there, mixing and matching them. And maybe you have to pay for an editor for them to do these things, but you have to have a marketing budget and you have to have a plan. Like David was talking about too, like creating campaigns for different things, like really planning these things out. That's what you have to do in business, especially if you're not going to be someone that really, really wants to be in the public eye. I utilize a lot of live content, and this isn't technically free. I got to pay StreamYard. Okay. I have to pay them in order to be able to do, these videos and things like that. So it's not something that is free. That is a part of like marketing. Whenever I'm doing live videos, I'm doing tutorials, that's a part of marketing for me. And I'm just very, very visible. I pay for certain editing softwares and things like Canva so that if I am taking a picture or video or something, I can go in there and I can edit it. So for me, those softwares, because I use them mainly for marketing, it's a part of my marketing budget. What is your marketing budget? What can you spend money on? And we can't look at that as losing money because the goal of it is to bring money in. Those are mindset shifts that you definitely have to have. Like, that's the traditional mindset shift of where is money going. People are always saying, well, they're like, oh, well, the business is not profitable. It's profitable when you like, I don't have the money to pay this person, because you're thinking of that taking money from your personal pockets. But the business itself can be profitable where it can take care of itself. It just can't take care of itself and you. Doesn't mean that it's not profitable. If you're making money and you have money in this business account where you can go and pay someone, the business has money to pay another vendor, the business is pretty good. Like, it's at least decent. But that's a mindset shift. People only think that their business is successful if they have disposable income that they can just kind of blow. And that's not the way to think when it comes to business. Hi, Felicia. How art thou? And also, like the last part of this was like making products. The trap that a lot of crafters fall into is hand making every single thing, and not saying that it has to be digital. And I would say hand making everything from scratch. There are some things that you can do that they will have a high return and they require less work. But it's figuring those things out. What are some kind of prefabricated things that you can just add to it and you can enhance it and elevate it, and you're not starting off completely from scratch? A lot of that from scratch work is not appreciated by the consumer. They don't see the value in that. So as a crafter and a creative, yes, you want to be able to make these things, but you also have to figure out a way to be able to make money. And it's not always just digital things. There are some things that you can do that are physical, tangible products, or tangible things that doesn't require a lot of your time. Those gems are so true. In the last month, I've come across many people who weren't aware of most of the products that I do. Exactly. All is well. Thanks for the info. You're very welcome. Hola, chica Mika. How art thou? Outsourcing is a great way to build business for yourself. It doesn't mean that, like, okay, you have to make a whole lot of money. If your main thing is designing, but you also kind of want to make some money like on the back end and just kind of have that like revenue. If you are somebody that has a website, even if you are not physically making, I'm going to give this example of like a banner, right? I'm a Shopify partner. I can set up your Shopify site for you. I don't design it for you, but I can give you help and support through setting it up. And I also kind of walk you through it if you're setting your Shopify site up through me, and and kind of doing that whole process, right? But Shopify has Shopify Capital. If you have some of the other like sites and you're integrating payment processors like Sezzle or PayPal, PayPal has a capital, and depending on how much money is coming through there, you can get a working capital. Same thing with Sezzle, even if you don't have a Shopify. So if you have a Sezzle option on your account, they have one, and then all the other ones as well. But like with Shopify, they have the Shopify capital. So with all of your orders and sales and things coming in, you get to like that amount increases. So let's say you are somebody where your main thing is kind of like designing, and you may want to do banners. If you go and you have that invoice for the banners. Let's say we go through sticker banners, and I want to say their 8x8 one is like $98, right? They don't have to go through that, create an account, know how to upload it, blah, blah, blah. So there's still some extra work. Like, it's not just gonna magically get to them. You still have to make sure it's sized properly. You have to upload it. You got to do, there's some work. I don't care if it's 10, 15 minutes of work. There is some work there that's saving somebody else that time. So you have theirs might be like $98, whatever. Even if you were to only make $20 off the deal, $15, I don't care, whatever you want to put on it. So if it was, let's just say $100 for that banner, and you basically had it on your website that you're able to do this banner for $110, $120. Okay, you've made $10. That may not seem, or $20, depending on how much you want to kind of upcharge it. That may seem like it's not a lot to make $10, right? But by that order coming directly through your Shopify site, your design fee, and then the amount for the banner itself, and then for shipping, right? You can either have it shipped directly to them. You don't have to hide it. Some people are in this mindset of, oh my God, like it wasn't me. Hey, you're providing a service for them, where you are putting it in, facilitating it, and it will go straight to them. Who cares if it's going to sticker banners? If they are not a designer, they still need to come through you anyway to get that design done. Some people feel like, okay, if they know that vendor, oh, they're going to bypass it. Well, where are they going to get a design from? What is it that, like, that's that, not say the special thing, but like, what is that they need you for? And most time it's putting together the design. They're not savvy with design. They don't know anything about templates and things, this, that, and the third. So they still need you. Why do they need you, right? Because there's all these other places that will print them out and stuff like that. So even if they send it, you're going to get charged for your design fee. You're going to get like basically your fee for facilitating this. They don't have to take the time to go and upload it. So even if you send them the file, they have to get the file from you. They have to download it. Then they have to go back into this site. They have to upload. They have to select the things that they want, whatever, and send it. And it's going to get shipped to them. The price is going to be the same. The shipping amounts will be the same. Like, it's going to be the same process for them. But finding the people where, okay, yeah, I don't mind paying an extra $10, $15, whatever, to where I ain't got to do this. I could be working on something else. But for you on the back end, instead of you just having the design fee come in there, it's now increasing your average order value, which will increase the amount of Shopify capital that you qualify for. But then we have to be very, very strategic in how we use this Shopify capital or any type of funding you get for your business. But you just want to, for funding purposes, for whether it's a loan or any type of funding, you want to show that your business has money coming in, even if you're not making like a whole lot of profit off of certain things. But that's not work that you have to do. You're going to ship that off. Somebody else is going to print it. They're going to hem it. They're going to grommet it. They're going to do whatever. They're even going to package it up. You don't have to worry about keeping a bunch of boxes in your space. You don't have to worry about keeping a bunch of like packing tape and all these different things in your space. We're like buying all those up front because you can't really buy them per order and really save on money. So you don't have to worry about buying all these boxes and all this tape and all this stuff, like all these different sizes. They're going to worry about that. You don't have to worry about going to the post office or waiting for somebody to come. They're going to deal with all of that, and it's going to simply get shipped. And you just to collect $10, $15, whatever, to really do much of nothing, right? Because they came through you anyway because of the design. You don't have to do any work. And it helps you build up that clientele to where, hey, if you find you have a lot of people that are coming to you for banners, this will then justify you needing to buy a large format printer. to be able to do banners, and buying the grommet setter and all these different things. But so many crafters, because they see all of this stuff going on, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to rely on this person, I want to do this. Oh, it's taking money from me, and this, that. They're like, I'm not making as much money because I have to outsource it. You go out and you buy this printer, and guess what? You're not seeing a return on that. You're not making any money because you did not create a need for it. You just wanted it, but there was no need for it. You didn't have the business for it. You are having a hard time now promoting. So how are you going to promote to get the customers to make that purchase make sense? Create the need and then get the printer. So it's nothing to design a banner, send it off. All you're making is $10 off of it. You don't have to worry about the maintenance of this machine. When printers go down, oh baby, maintenance is not fun. And if you're already saying, I'm doing everything myself, when you are the main person for production and now you have to deal with the printer, it doesn't affect all the other stuff that you have, right? That stuff is ready to go, ready to assemble, put together, whatever. But who finna fix this printer? So now there's stoppage here because you got to stop to fix the printer. Having printers in-house is not always a good thing, especially when you have to deal with the maintenance of it. So change your mindset on things like that as well. And truly think about what the end goal is. Especially if your credit ain't too great, having a website that they will give you money based off of your sales is great, where you have access to, higher lines of, I would say, credit or like capital. But those are just, like I said, those are some of the things that we just discussed in creative business, and just get more information on that. So that you can grow and you can thrive and not feel like you're losing your mind. All right. We are an hour and 25 minutes in. Thank you so much, Summer Rain, for your questions. Or just like your engagement that has helped us push this live along. I hear somebody's up, so I'm about to have him give me my pictures, and I'm about to do his fans for his promotion ceremony tonight. I don't know. I may go live when I'm doing his. I'm going to tell you though. Oh, that was the question I was going to ask. Damn it, it's too late now. I've been on for an hour and a half. But I'll ask it. And if you're watching the playback, if you make it this far in, go ahead and answer for me in the chat. Do you feel as if, how can I say it? I'm trying to figure out how to properly. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. When I make my kids fans, like the ones for me personally, I'm not making them the same way that I make ones to sell. Cause like it's mine. Like no one's judging me. So even if I were to, like how I typically make my fans, where I make them really, really sturdy, and I'm putting like a bunch of sticks in them, or I'm making sure like the ends are nice and like they're nice and tight, and there's not like gaps and stuff. When it's for me, I don't care. I really don't. Like I can put one stick in there and glue that sucker together because I know I just need to hold it up. I'm not looking for it to be a keepsake for me. I'm just doing it because my mom wants it. But my struggle with showing that process later today is it's kind of the DIM version. When I'm doing it for myself, I'm going to do it myself for like my personal use. I'm not putting the same effort. And that's where I'm struggling in, because I don't want people to feel like this is the way that I would teach it if you're going to sell it to a customer. I want to kind of show the process and just kind of share what I do, but how to make sure that the viewers understand that this is just the DIM version. This is not how I would typically do it if I was charging someone. That is my struggle. I would love to be able to show you guys it, but I don't want you guys to necessarily see it as like this full-on tutorial, especially if you're in business, because it's not the way that I would recommend doing it for business. So that's my struggle with potentially doing MJ's fan live and allowing you guys to kind of just see that and just kind of hang, like hang out with me while I finish up his I do his fans, because I don't want y'all to feel like, oh well, this is the way that she teaches it, because it's not. Till that right now, it ain't gonna be the most. I mean, it's professionally made. I mean, but it's gonna be rushed. Like so I'm like, is that gonna hurt me more than help me? So it's like I create a lot of things, especially for family, but I'm like, I don't want to necessarily show you that because it's not the way that I would, you know, recommend that you guys do it if you're gonna monetize it. But then I don't want to say how I would really do it. Like, you need to join the class that. But then I feel like I have to constantly say that, right? So if I start it, if they're not watching it from the beginning, if they watch the playback of it, then they'll hear the part initially where I'm like, okay, this is not. So I guess I could, and then in StreamYard, I'll just have it going across the bottom that says, this is a personal DIM project. Not recommended for professional or something like. I'll probably ask ChatGPT, and I'll probably just have it going across the screen because, yeah, I'm gonna slap these together, for lack of better words. When you see me do it, I'm just worried that, and I'm gonna say it's like for practice, because it's not practice, because your girl ain't got to practice. Your girl knows what your girl does, what she does. But I'm always worried that somebody that does not know me, it will affect what they're like. Oh, well, dang, that's how she do that, whatever. Like, and people paying her to teach them this, like, I don't know. I get stuck in my head. Like I'm like y'all. Still, I get stuck in my head about stuff too, and I will get stuck in my head, feel like people are going to judge me. Like, I know she not charging people to teach them to do that mess. Because baby, when I tell you, y'all care about these fans, I'm just like, Chabu. If I could design and then just print and cut and let other people, they get their own glue gun, get their own sticks and put it together, I would rather do that for a lot of these fans. Like, DIM the assembly yourself. And however you put it together, if it's shifted, if it didn't go on correctly, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because one of them fans that I did for my niece, baby, I was rushing and it slid. But who was going to judge me? Me? Like, but had that been for an order, I would have had to reprint that printout, recut that one, and recut the back and do it where it's in a professional manner, because someone is giving me the money that they have worked for. They're paying it to me. So I cannot give them anything. But for me, baby, I'm not going to redo that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But okay, so I don't necessarily agree with that for certain things, right? Because it doesn't take a lot more effort to do it, I would say, like the right way. Just because it's rushed, like you still, like, it's only a few moments different, but I don't have, like, it's not this I'm not worried about being like so precise, right? So it affects it like by a couple of minutes. And like the final product pricing, you guys know that if you're in my program, pricing is not just based off of material or even the amount of time, because those who do things efficiently and you can get it done faster doesn't mean that you get paid less. So many people think, oh, they need to get paid more money because it takes them more time. No, if you are somebody that can do something very, very proficiently, you need to charge more than the beginner or the one who's not confident and they're taking forever to do it. No, okay? You can get it done faster and there's value in that. And you need to be compensated for the fact that you are very efficient and proficient in what you do, right? So it's not a lot of it's just the quality of it. So it's not necessarily to say, I would never send that out. Even if you are only paying like $3 or $4 there for a fan, I'm just not going to put that out there because it's still a representation of my business where somebody else has it in their hand. Now, if somebody wanted to kind of like see the fan, we're there. Okay, wait, give me y'all fan. Let me show them that one. They not gonna see the one that child is glue everywhere. But I just need to, look, it's not physically going into somebody's hand where I can't defend why it looked like this. So I don't necessarily agree with, for you guys over, you can't see. So she says, boo, wait, no, what she said? About showing, but I guess what about showing someone different price points for people that don't have the funds to pay for our high ticket items? Well, then they need to DIY. Then don't talk to me at all, because if you can't pay for it, can't afford the price point that I have put on it for my business, I'm not going to give this option of, like, you can still get this quality, but just pay, they're probably expecting like a significant like discount for it, just because it may only have like one stick in it, or like I said, if it's shifted. So I don't really believe in that being the reason why something is higher ticket versus lower ticket. So I can't really teach it from that standpoint. Yes, this is technically live right now, Miss Dawn. So yeah, I don't know. I will see. I'll see. If anything, I know y'all might not look over here. If anything, I might do it on TikTok, because that literally goes away. When I do it over here, even if I wanted to take away, it's like so many platforms that I would have to go through, unless I end up doing it just on one, and whoever follows me on, let's say, like, Honestly Speaking's YouTube channel. If you follow me over there, then you get to see it, and I just don't go live anywhere else, because that's only one place I have to delete it from. But when I go live to 6 different places, and then I have to go back in and delete them, that's too much work. That's too much work. So I'll figure it out, but he's up. So I'm about to make him go wash his face and lotion his face and give me some pictures. And this is actually going to be the first time that I've put my kid's name on something. My kid's name is long. Now, design-wise, this might be a really good one, because his name is Makai Jeremiah. That is his first name. Y'all, most people, I just got in an argument with my sister about this. She's like, he got like 5-10 different names. He has one first name. I'm like, it's Makai Jeremiah. That's no. It's not multiple names. Y'all like to look at it as Makai and then Jeremiah, and then just kind of call him Makai. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I'll call him Jeremiah, and that's like, say like term of endearment, whatever, where I'll say like Jeremiah or whatever. But I don't know what that was. I don't like when people treat it as if it's like, oh, he has 2 names. No, he has one first name. His first name is Makai Jeremiah. Same thing with Zion Imani. His first name is Zion Imani. He doesn't have 2 first names. They have one first name: Zion Imani, Makai Jeremiah. So this will be the first time that I've had to put Makai Jeremiah's full name on something. And so, like everybody else, like, it's a smaller name, and you get to kind of, it's like, it's nice and big. I don't know how to do his name. I don't know. This is going to be very interesting on how I'm going to do his name. Damn sure not getting the last name. Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. Definitely not putting his last name on there. But I will say this too. For some reason, the last name field, when it comes to Dade County Public Schools, can have an infinite number of characters, because there are some people that have really long last names, to where that is 2 names, because it's normally for like 2 family names, right? So like for me, like Lavelle Pericles, that's my maiden name, and my married name, that is 2 different names. That's not one last name, right? But for their first name, it's one name. But they have all these characters for the last name, because some people have really, really long last names, but they don't have that for the first names. So everything that they've done awards that he's gotten before, I guess when they go in their system, they're writing Makai-Jer, Jer. I'm telling y'all right now, if them people get up there and call my baby Makai-Jer, oh, whoever name come after him gonna be mad, because it's gonna Jeremiah. I am going to scream out his whole first name and keep saying, "Oh my God, Jeremiah!" I'm gonna keep on saying his name because y'all are not about to butcher my child. And I went to the school and I specifically said, please make sure, however y'all do this, because y'all had no rehearsal, please make sure. Can you let them know? Please don't call my child Makai-Jer, because when he's had award ceremony for honors, for honor roll and stuff, they'll be like, oh, Makai-Jer, Makai-Jer, Pericles, for one. My child been in child school for 3 years, and y'all don't know his last name is Pericles? How, Sway? How? That drives me nuts. For a kid to be at your school for 3 years and you're still saying their last name wrong, it's a problem for me. And I went and I told him that, because we went to go pick up the tickets, and I'm like, I don't know who needs to, who I have to talk to make sure that his name says Makai-Jer, like they say Makai Jeremiah. Please don't do that to my kid and call him Makai-Jer. That's gonna piss me off. So yeah. She's like, so I'm on the other end of the spectrum. My son's name is L.A., not La. But people like to say La. La, was it Damon? But it's L.A. Thank you, Miss Dawn. Yeah. And I'm like, the fact that there's a dash there, you don't get to say the Makai and not say the rest of it. Like, all of it go together. It's not either or. It's not like a last name. So, but anywho, let me go make these fans for Makai Jeremiah. And even when it come like people like, okay, MJ, like I'll say MJ, and he wanted MJ like on the back of his, but some people will be like, when you say MJ, they'll think that like it means a lot of times like a junior, or like Tyler James and like him, all of them, like, because it's like TJ, because it's like all their names begin with a T, all their middle names are J, and of course like their last initials. And he talked about that, and like some people like call one of them like TJ, because it's like first and middle name. Well, if I do that, it's like I guess it would be MY, but that's kind of weird. But so I would just say like MJ, but I don't want to put MJ. I want to put Makai Jeremiah on his fan. So now I got to go figure out. Oh, they like to put his first and middle name together. All right, y'all. Well, I'm out of here. I'm about to go and do up these fans because Socio is open. And yeah, so you guys will see the final product and know that when you see it, the picture was taken today, it was designed today, it was printed today, it was cut today, and assembled today. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.